Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Discussionverse, episode 5 of It. Welcome to Derry. Neibolt Street has just dropped, and this is where things go from mysterious to downright nightmarish. The army begins to descend into Derry's underbelly while the kids enter the sewers, and Pennywise finally shows his face in a way that no one quite expected. And yes, Bill Skarsgård does reprise his role, of course. This was arguably the better episodes of the series so far. Though, before I fully dive into that, this is your friendly reminder to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Your support really does genuinely make that difference. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. The episode opens with the US Army mounting a full-scale assault on Neibolt Street. As you recall, this sits upon the well house where it resides. General Shaw is convinced he can somehow contain it and weaponize it to end the Cold War. He orders Major Leroy Hanlon and a team of soldiers into the tunnels, but it is quickly seen how they are underprepared, and not just for a physical threat, but for a full-on cosmic nightmare threat. Simultaneously, Lily, Will, Ronnie, Rich, and now Marge, yes, Marge is now in the picture, come across Maddie, who claims he not only survived Pennywise's first attack, but that Phil is still alive in the sewers somehow. The group decide to then try to save Phil after Maddie reveals him being alive, and go back to the sewers by getting Maddie to lead them. In order to steady their nerves and somehow not be afraid of Pennywise, Lily decides to give them Mommy's Little Helpers, or Valium. From there, things get disoriented real quickly as they're drugged, underground, and now walking into its territory with something that they don't fully understand. Maddie leads them deeper into the tunnels and back to where he said he escaped from, but then they begin to see the true horror, with the floating bodies of Susie, Teddy, Phil, and Maddie himself popping up. It's truly grotesque, especially with their deteriorating bodies showing. It's definitely a truly horrifying moment. We then see Maddie begin to sing and dance, and as he's doing so, his head splits open and Pennywise emerges. And it's not a trick, not a vision. It's the real Pennywise in his full-on clown form, finally showing himself to the kids in the show. And it reveals that it was all a sick trick for Pennywise to get the kids to come into the tunnels for him to attack them. Prior to this, Pennywise targeted and attacked Dick Halloran with a psychic battle. Pennywise begins to use the form of Dick Halloran's abusive grandfather, which urges him to unlock his box. And when he finally does, the darkness that was contained in it bursts out, and memories and pain begins to flood Halloran's mind. It's a deeply emotional, painful confrontation, and Pennywise is right there pulling the strings, which incapacitates Dick Halloran. And at the same time, Major Hanlon is also facing his own terror in the tunnel. While he can't be afraid by Pennywise simply jumping out at him, he can trick him and think that his family is in danger. And he does so with a few different tricks, but he doesn't appear as a monster at first. Pennywise shapeshifts into Charlotte, Hanlon's wife, with Hanlon not falling for it and shooting, but still visibly traumatized by the fact that Pennywise did target him. And it's important to note that only Hanlon saw this and not his partner, Captain Polly. This then brings us to the climax, which brings both storylines together. He is separated from the group as they are attacked by Pennywise. Pennywise begins to stalk and toy with her by proclaiming how she's such a great friend and bringing all of the kids down into the tunnels in order for Pennywise to attack them. It's very creepy, but very well done by Bill Skarsgård. From there, Pennywise begins a full-on attack attempt, but is stopped by the glowing meteoric dagger, which is the very one that was made from the shards of the meteorite that housed Pennywise when he crash landed on Earth. Pennywise is unable to cross that barrier, and he backs away as Lily picks it up, clutching it as her only protection. I also see some people pointing out that she has the bracelet with the turtle, which of course is a call to Maturin the turtle, who is a cosmic turtle in the novel itself, and Maturin serves as the counterpoint to it. But I do think that wasn't in play here. I do think it was mostly because of the dagger, and this was lost by Taniel as he tried to lead the army down into the sewers. All the while, the other kids begin to escape the tunnels, and Leroy comes across Will and the rest of the kids running, which he believes is another illusion. He begins to aim his gun and is nearly about to shoot his son before Polly decides to sacrifice himself by jumping in front of the gunshot and saving Hanlon's son. Polly does end up biting the dust. After the chaos unravels, Halloran emerges haunted and visibly and mentally scarred from his psychic bout with Pennywise. He also sees a dead Polly wander as a ghost now trapped in Derry. Along with the chaos in the sewers, Hank Grogan was able to escape while in transport to Shawshank Prison, and is revealed to be in an affair with Ingrid Kirsch. And we learn from last episode he was with her the night that Teddy, Susie, and Phil were all killed in the theater. And due to the racial tension, he is unable to reveal this to the police, so he is not a suspect in the kids since he is known as Hatchet Hank. It does appear from the recent mid-season trailers that he gets help from the Hanlons and is hidden with Halloran back at the base in their newly renovated space. Though we see that the police chief Bowers is shown to tell other white men, including some of the parents of the slain kids, in knowing the whereabouts of Hank Rogan, and they can be seen masking up and arming up, then approaching the area on base, which is the same hangout that Halloran and his crew renovated after asking General Shaw if they could do so. This does not bode well for Hank or anyone that may go there, but this does tie into the tribe of Maturin, noting its cycle being every 27 years and culminating with the massacre event before it subsides for that period of time. This might be that very event, and it's definitely going to be a really heavy moment in the show. This episode does a really great job with heavily leaning into King mythos, especially the idea of the ancient power, the cosmic prison that is Derry, and a force that's been trapped under here for centuries, with that being it. And remember, the dagger that Lily has is made from the meteorite shards that once formed the barrier that imprisoned the Galoo, or it. According to the tribe of Maturin that first battled it, they used those shards to build pillars around Derry to contain him, and Pennywise's manipulation of Halloran taps into classic King's psychic elements, especially with The Shining and Dr. Sleep. We've known this come into play with Halloran's ability to shine, but we also see that further explored with the lockbox. That is absolutely a Dr. Sleep reference, and it's everything that Halloran has suppressed with memories, fear, and pain, and Pennywise is seen to force that open to unleash it with this episode. Then there are the illusions, with Pennywise not just trying to scare people, but he becomes the people that they love. For Hanlon, it's Charlotte. It targets their memories and warps them into something deadly and unrecognizable. And that trickery isn't just cheap horror, full-on cosmic horror that feels personal and deeply psychological. And speaking of Halloran, it's important to note just how damn good Chris Chalk is at playing this role. He is absolutely crushing it in his display in using his ability with the shine, and now being targeted psychologically by Pennywise is such a game changer. It'll be interesting to see how he remains as a connective thread going forward. And also, with the recent trailers for the final 3 episodes, we do get some hints at what's to come with Ingrid Kirsch's character, and her possibly being revealed to be Periwinkle and somehow in league with Pennywise. This is the slightly different looking clown Will caught on camera and also saw outside his window when he was looking out his telescope at night. It could be the real Ingrid was killed by it and her form was taken over. Now this it version of Ingrid may very well be part of Pennywise's long game to manipulate the children and even the adults. Looking ahead, we know that the dagger is now in play, and Pennywise has fully revealed himself to not only us, the audience, but also to the kids in the show. The kids are in danger more than ever, and things are certainly not shaping up well for Hank Rogan, the Hanlons, or Halloran, especially with it seeming like they are giving sanctuary to Hatchet Hank. The next 3 episodes are really going to be truly insane, and I can't wait to see what unfolds. Though that does wrap up this video and breakdown. If you guys enjoyed this, then smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and share it with any fellow movie fans who like videos like this. Until next time, this has been Discussionverse, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!